Joel and Luke Smallbone know how to spin a cocoon of sound that envelopes the listener. Their voice lift and inspire people all over the world with their quadruple Grammy-winning group for King and Country. Please welcome to the show, Joel and Luke. How are you two doing today?
Man, we're doing really well. It's a pleasure to be able to talk to you, Brad. Nice to hear off the air about a bit of history we have with one another, and excited to come your way. My brother-in-law's actually out in Phoenix, so we'll get to see him when we come your way as well.
Oh my goodness, will you come in early and come be on the show in person? You don't understand. I'll do whatever I need to do to have you here, which is great. Let's talk this new album. It's your fifth studio album. What are we waiting for? And again, you guys have knocked it out of the park with this album.
Well, you're too kind, man. We'll slip you $100 bill later on for saying that. No, you know, this is the first time we've been able to actually make music for the most part just being in town. Usually it's back lounges, the buses, dressing rooms, and all the sorts. And so for us, actually, to be able to contemplate and think and really kind of sit in the weight of some of these songs has probably been a great hope for us. It's been a great dream, and this album that's kind of come into fruition where we were home. We took about 6 to 9 months really not leaving all that much and really focusing on making music, and that's not taken place before. And I think you get a different record because of that. I think that it sounds hopefully fresher, hopefully newer, but I think even the lyric content it's a little bit more weighty. It's a spiritual album. It's a global album. It's a family album, and I don't think that we come up with those themes if we're running around as ragged as we were and maybe in previous records.
Yeah, you said it right there. You guys have brought a different sound that we've heard before to people, and so much meaning. But you also recruited a couple of my favorite artists to be with you, Kirk Franklin, Tori Kelly on Together. Just amazing. How did you convince those two to come along?
Well, what was really sweet, Brad, about that moment was, it was in the midst of a lot of turmoil. We started talking to them. What was the beginning of 2020? Kirk Franklin and us were actually at the Grammy Awards together, and our categories were sandwiched in between one another, and we were both fortunate to win an award that night. And so we were the first ones that came off the stage and saw one another, and he said, put us on the collab list. And Luke and I weren't quite sure what that meant, but we were like, I know it's a good thing. And so we basically took him at his word. 4 days later, we were heading out on a music cruise, and I remember calling him from the hotel and just saying, hey, I'm gonna text you this song and let me know what you think. He called back and he said, I love it. I don't know that you want to feature on it. I want to put my choir on it. I want to write a whole section to it. And then it wasn't until quarantine, it was like the depths of quarantine, where Tori and Mariah and Andre, Tori's husband, and myself have become friends. And we said, hey, we sent her a video message, said, we've got this song with Kirk Franklin. Would you just record it in your home studio and send it back? And so in isolation, we had this togetherness moment where we were able to put these choirs and Tori and Kirk on this song. And in some ways, Brad, I think that sort of indicated some of where we were going for What Are We Waiting For as a record. It kind of became the first song for the album in many ways. And from that day to this, you can't put into words probably how that has sort of guided the ship of the creativity of the project.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, the album is guiding a lot of people through life, and me one of them. I listen to the new album over and over. I love it, and I'm excited that you guys are touring, and you guys are going to be coming out. So let's talk about the tour first. How's that? How excited has that been?
It's been really thrilling. The pandemic, kind of took live shows away from us for a little bit. We did some drive-in shows, and I think to be honest, we probably got a little bit tired of playing for Toyotas and GMs, and that type of thing. So to actually see people with souls is a wonderful gift. And look, music and live performance becomes one of the more unique things that takes place in art. I saw somebody, actually it was a Progressive commercial, and they're talking about the parents in the theater. And the guy says, "Hey, you don't have to clap for everybody after the movie is over, because nobody who worked on the movie is actually here with us." Well, music's different. you go to a show, and the truth is we get to have this exchange together, this moment together where these songs were born out of stories that take place in our hearts and in our minds, and to be able to then gift them to people, and hopefully these songs then become their soundtracks, their life stories. That's a real gift, and we get to see what those songs mean to people. You get to see it in their eyes. You get to see the joy that they have. You get to see the smiles, and that's something that we're obviously looking forward to bringing to you guys there in Arizona and in Phoenix.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Joe and Luke, I'm so excited you guys are coming to town. I'm so excited about this new album. I thank you for joining me this morning. I know you guys will be in town May 5th at Grand Canyon University, so thank you for joining me this morning.
No worries, man.
Brad.
Appreciate it.
Good to be with you.